I think what surprised me most about this week's reading, specifically the first reading, Start with Beliefs, was just the idea of every single year being like your first year teacher. It's a little frightening to me because obviously when you start a job, you hope to kind of get the hang of it as you go, which I'm sure that does happen to an extent with teaching. But just the idea of starting fresh every single year, I think it's scary and surprising, but it's also very exciting. And then another thing that surprised me from that chapter is the teacher's encouragement to make time for reading every single day in class. When I was in high school, I remember reading days in my English classes were like a big treat. We almost never got time to independent read in class or even read as a group because students just got off task, and I don't think much reading ever got done, but like I loved reading days because it was so peaceful. But it's interesting that they encourage that, like it's very necessary for a healthy English classroom. And so that's definitely something that I would want to do in my class, but just kind of figuring out how exactly to implement it, which depends on what kind of class you have. And then from the next chapter, Backward Design, just the concept of working backwards, starting at the end, definitely surprised me. I think the way my brain works is like very start to finish. I like to pick up a task, start at the beginning, finish it, and then move on to the next task. It's kind of hard for me to maybe start at the end. But I can certainly see how it would be beneficial in the lesson planning process, and I really enjoyed how it had like lesson plan examples out in the chapter. And so I'm excited to try that method, starting from the end and then working my way towards the beginning, and just how like, I don't know the right word to use, how intense of a process it can be to plan a lesson. Like it's not just like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and do my lesson plans for like 20 minutes. This is, and I think the other chapter too mentioned this, just how much you put into your lesson plans, because it really is important. It matters a lot. And so it is very time consuming and energy consuming, but it's definitely worth the time and energy.